did y'all see this too? Because this was a day ago, so that means today is the day, and when this video goes live tonight, are we going to be here to watch it? Just in case we survive and we are all here tonight, let's not miss out on the daily upload schedule, okay? So, basically, if y'all are new to this channel and this is the first video you've ever clicked on, sorry, I make better content than this, I swear. But the last video that we had just made, y'all, was about Jeffree Star basically teeth shaming a smaller creator, and I said that really frustrates me because it's like he's forgetting where he came from. So I want to react to older moments from Jeffree Star, and these moments are very insane because like he'll say one thing on one clip and the very next clip just totally contradicts himself. And I currently have 2 other videos lined up, and another one of those videos is Jeffree Star. So coming up after this video, y'all, we're going to have that Eugenia Cunha update, and then we're also going to be reacting to that documentary that Shane Dawson did with Jeffree Star, because there's a lot of moments that he said certain things in that documentary. Like one of them was talking about how he's like a changed man now. And you know, looking back, he was saying, like, basically back in the day when he was very wild and vile, he said he was just going through really bad mental health. He was being picked on all the time, and it just kind of caused those outbursts. But now he has everything under the sun, and he's still going on these wild tangents and outbursts on TikTok. So how changed is he? But with that being said, we're going to figure it out because we're going to be diving into all these different moments, and they're all more so random clips, so there's not really going to be a backstory to today's video, and I hope that's okay. But with that said, y'all, let's dive right into it. But channel credit where channel credit is due. The video we're going to be reacting to today is by this guy or girl right here, so feel free to go check them out in their original clip without my commentary. Now, let's dive into it.
My thoughts again, I will beat your motherfucking ass outside, bitch. Fuck out, if I see her again, I'm going to fucking jail. You little bitch. I do not need to be disrespected. If anyone touched her, jail. But oh, it's me, it's okay. Get her the fuck out. Go in the parking lot, bitch.
Now, in this clip, I do apologize for the audio, and I forgot to do an audio warning, so if that, like, blew out somebody's eardrums, sorry. But just to be very clear about what happened for some of y'all who might be confused watching that, he used to do music. This is whenever he was performing, obviously, and this woman reached up and touched him in his no-no swear. And, sorry, I have to say that because I don't know what I'm allowed to say when it comes to that. As far as terms of service, I don't want to be demonetized, so basically touched him in an area you're not supposed to touch anybody, you know, without consent, of course. And I don't support that. I think it's important to, even if you're going to hug somebody, ask them. Boundaries are very important, and this would not be acceptable no matter what the case was. It didn't matter if that was a man of the audience. It doesn't matter if that was an older woman of the audience. It doesn't matter if Jeffree is Jeffree. You don't do that to anybody. It's not acceptable, okay? So are his actions justified? No, but I do understand being upset about it. But again, this is one of those cases where if the roles were reversed and that was a man doing that to a woman, of course, hell would break loose. But of course, because people looked at Jeffree kind of like a feminine man, I don't know if that made it think in their mind, oh, it's okay to do this. It's not. You know, there's no justification for that whatsoever, and I find that very gross behavior. But again, it's very important to say that he could have handled that situation better. He should not have that woman based off the fact that she just him. 2 wrongs don't make it right. And with that being said about 2 wrongs not making it right, Jeffree, how upset he was in that moment that this woman did this to him. He's done it to other people, okay? And let's take a look at it.
How was your show?
I missed you. I missed these.
How was your show?
Oh.
You're not nice to me.
I knew it was big.
Now, this is a face of a man who's never been, not even tapped on the wrist, slapped on the wrist in the slightest bit for his actions, because back in the day, when these things were going on, of course there is a, you know, a group of people who were upset about it, but a majority of people back in the day, especially his fans, I don't want to say they encouraged this behavior, but to them it was just, oh, that's just Jeffree Star, he's quirky, that's just Jeffree Star. And that's quite literally just how all these little events got combed over. Nobody really paid attention to them because, of course, back in the day it was very different, especially with content and what people did, and there weren't as many boundaries set as there is today. So I feel like that's another reason why shit kind of just got brushed over, but we're here diving into it and taking a look at it. Now let's get into the next moment.
Right when I picked it up, just to look at myself, it fell out and fucking broke into thousands of pieces. And it's still falling out. Ugh.
Talk about early to the drama. Now, whoever screenshotted this caught it literally 10 minutes after Jeffree Star uploaded this. And Jeffree Star, I don't know if this was a tweet or what, but he said, instead of emailing my customer service or reaching out to me personally, you make a slander video. How pathetic. You're desperate for views and attention. My customer service team would have happily sent you a replacement or refunded you. You failed to contact them. We will be reaching out to YouTube about this defamation. A what? Now, of course, I think this was before Jeffree Star started that whole series of, is it Jeffree Star approved or not? And he has absolutely drug through the mud so many different brands and their makeup, and I just think it's so interesting that he can sit here and slander all these other brands and makeup. Well, again, this is all alleged, just for legal reasons. I don't trust Jeffree Star if he would watch this video, but allegedly, he drags all these other brands for quite literally no reason other than the fact that he just wants his makeup line to be up there, okay? So he'll test out all these products saying, is it Jeffree Star approved or not? And God forbid the packaging doesn't even fit his standards of how he thinks it should have been packaged. He will start dragging the fuck out of the brand. And I think that's so ironic considering somebody really did get a faulty product. They opened it to check themselves out in the mirror and it fell out and they're like, oh shit. And just so happened to include that moment in their video. That is not slander. That is not defamation. That's just simply something that happened with him and his product. And Jeffree Star's response to that is just absolutely bizarre, saying, oh, you're slandering me and I'm reaching out to YouTube for defamation because you sent him a faulty product. Like, I don't know. It happens sometime. You know what I mean? Like, I've purchased palettes in the store and they seem intact, but then, you know, it's just, you go to use a shadow or two and it falls apart and there's really nothing you can do about that. It happens sometimes. That response to me was just absolutely bizarre, but let's continue because there's more.
Okay, you guys know I love Kylie, but look at this wand. This is Kylie Jenner's makeup brand and this is the quality. Hunty, no. I'm gonna try one more. This has never been used before. Oh my god. Not acceptable. This is no hate whatsoever. It's just like when you're a multi-million-dollar celebrity, why would you put anything out half-assed? And I've seen that she has mentioned the wand on her snap, right? It just doesn't make sense. Why are you a multi-million-dollar celebrity and putting out something janky? Like, the wand should be good the first time, not the second time you make the new batch. So what that basically tells me is that they half-assed it, put out the product, and then the next run, they're gonna make improvements. Bitch, it should be perfect the first damn time so every customer gets it.
Let's say if the sandal was on the other foot for a minute, what would have happened? How would it have looked if Kylie Jenner would have tweeted at Jeffree Star then and said, hey, you didn't even reach out to my customer service team about these faulty lipsticks or lip kits, whatever the freak they were. You didn't even reach out to my customer service team, so this is slander and defamation, and I'm going to be contacting YouTube. It wouldn't have looked good because, again, anybody could receive a faulty product, and that's the bare minimum of what you could do is to contact the customer service, get a new product shipped out to you, send back the faulty one, or just get a refund for your money. It's not considered a defamation for getting a product and talking about the product and your experience with it. If there is a fault in the product, it is not defamation to speak about it. So it's so interesting that that's how Jeffree Star took that man saying, oh, I opened this makeup and it just fell out. It's not defamation. That's just his personal experience with the product, just like this was his experience with Kylie Cosmetics brand. So just again, if the shoe was on the other foot, it would have been so silly.
Units that were broken, which I wasn't aware of. So sadly, we shipped those out. Every other color was not dropped. Nothing was wrong with it.
So the guy, Rocky Roadkill, who ended up making that about his highlighter in the first place, like King Tut highlighter, saying, oh, I opened it and it all literally fell out on me. And Jeffree's like, oh, it's defamation. This is him actually admitting to the fact that, oh, well, I did reach out to my company and it turns out that the pallets were dropped that was carrying that highlighter. There wasn't an issue with any of the other products because they weren't dropped, but these pallets were dropped, so it did lead to damage in the makeup, which is why they fell out. So I think that's very interesting that he clapped so hard at Rocky saying, oh, this is defamation, whenever it really genuinely was a manufacturing problem. It was a problem on Jeffree's end and his store's end, and how silly of a mistake.
Girl, you know damn motherfucking well what you did.
What'd I do?
You had split battery acid in my auntie face.
What?
Yes, you did. Don't deny that crap.
Oh my god, when the hell did I do that, girl?
You did that shit a couple of months ago. You say black folk cannot wear MAC cosmetics and you splash your acid in her face.
Well, maybe if she wasn't wearing the wrong foundation color, I wouldn't have to splash no battery acid. I wanted to lighten her skin tone, girl.
That ain't correct. You know she was in the hospital.
I mean, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am.
I'm angry as hell. I'm about to beat your motherfucking ass.
Well, why didn't you come over here, girl?
Cause I know what you did to I know what you did to my little sister. You slapped her at Walgreens.
Who, that little black bitch Keisha?
You slapped her cause you was stealing eyelashes.
Honey, I am a woman of wealth, and that black bitch did not see me steal nothing. I was paying with my platinum visa.
You was a goddamn lie.
Now, do you have Keisha's number? I need her to wash my car.
Now, just for a little bit of, like, context to this clip, I'm pretty sure this was way back in the day, y'all, before he even got his teeth fixed. And this moment was basically very disgusting, and this to him was supposed to be a funny little skit that he did with whoever this person is here. And basically is that Jeffree Star too? Am I tripping? Basically, this so-called skit here that's supposed to be so funny is of a woman of color. She's going to be the butt of the joke here, okay? So he's saying a woman of color had foundation on that was too light for her complexion. So instead of recommending a darker shade, let me put battery acid on her and lighten her skin tone, because why not? And now for me personally, I just don't understand how anybody would be like, hey, this is going to be a funny skit. Let's talk about somebody because of their skin tone. Okay. I've never seen color a day in my life. I don't give a fuck what color your skin is. You can be blue, white, yellow, purple, black, green, orange, white. I don't give a shit what color you are. I'm going to see you as a human and not for that skin. So it's always been very confusing to me when people think they can use somebody's skin as like the butt of the joke, and it really does affect people at the end of the day. We've seen it for years. It really does affect individuals. And for him to think this is a funny little skit and a joke, this just ain't it.
Hurry up. Why are you standing here doing nothing? This is my job. I say, would you like vegan butter? No. Okay.
Why did you get vegan? I want the vegan butter.
Do you want some? Go ahead. Like in your bed. I don't serve anything. Wow. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, my God. Wow.
I honestly had a really hard time figuring out what they said in this video. It's just the audio, y'all. This video is from so freaking long ago. The quality wasn't there, you know, so I personally could not figure out what they were saying. But that little laugh Jeffree just did is quite literally the little chuckle he gives whenever he thinks he just offended somebody, or he thinks being mean, something he just said that was rude, is funny. Okay, that's how he laughs when he wants to pass off a joke. So I don't know what he said, but if y'all can jump to the comment section, if y'all can decipher anything that was just said here, let me know, because I really want to be able to react to that.
I'm so excited.
Fucking think about it, dude. They love personal space, man.
This fucking motherfucker.
Before I get security.
Now, this is one of those moments where it really makes me question who the fuck is really a fan of him, right? There is a nice size crowd gathered around him, and he's standing up at this table, arms stretched out, kind of taking up the whole front end of that table. And it seems like this woman tried to get a picture with him. So she got up behind him, put her phone up. And again, consent is key in my opinion. It doesn't matter what it is. You can high five somebody, want a picture, anything. It doesn't matter, but you have to ask them. You can't just go up and put your phone in somebody's face regardless of if they're a celebrity or not. And I understand, you know what I mean? It's different now. But if there's a celebrity in public just at the grocery store, you're going to go throw a phone in their face, or you're going to be polite and be like, hey, I'm a fan. Can we please get a picture together? Even if they say no, no harm, no foul. You met them, right? Also, just the way that he said, oh man, like he was just giving me hippie vibes, and it was absolutely hilarious. He was giving me festival hippie vibes with how he was speaking. But even if this woman did just enter his space without his permission and just threw a phone up there and was trying to get a photo with him, for him to start yelling obscenities at her and cursing, I just don't feel like that was an appropriate response. Okay, and it's what drives me nuts is that this happened years ago, y'all. This was like over a decade ago at this point, and for some reason Jeffree Star still does this to this day. Whenever somebody goes against him, they do something he doesn't like, he automatically goes to cursing, trying to be offensive, and calling that person every name in the book that he thinks would make that person upset. Could y'all imagine going to an event and seeing somebody like Selena Gomez trying to go take a photo with them, and then they turn around and start yelling these slurs and curse words at y'all? What would you do? You know, what would you do? Would you go home and unfollow Selena Gomez on social media? More than likely. But Jeffree Star, for some reason, he can just keep getting away with it year after year after year after event after event after event. And nobody really seems to give a shit. Somehow, cancel culture has skipped this buzzard entirely.
So I keep getting all these tweets that people are thinking Makeup by Shayla is talking about me on her new snaps. Bitch, I wish the motherfucking hoe would. So basically, we were in New York, and this girl was asking Shayla about lip injections. Shayla looked at her entire face and said, "You need them, bitch. Your face is disproportioned." Now, why would a grown woman tell another grown woman something that disgusting and ugly unless she was an insecure rat herself?
Now, I'm cutting it here because I have something I really want to say, and this is kind of why that clip specifically is kind of why I wanted to make this video, because the contradictions, you know, the irony. He's sitting here and he's basically saying, why would one grown woman tell another grown woman some shit? Why would you make fun of somebody's appearance unless you yourself are an insecure ass bitch? And I was thinking to myself, that's so interesting. Now, here's the thumbnail for my last video in case y'all didn't go and watch it. Jeffree basically was on TikTok live with somebody, and she was genuinely, sure, a little bit annoying, but Jeffree's annoying as fuck too, right? So you can't really judge her for that. But okay, so it's Jeffree, Paul, this girl Laura, and I don't know who the other guy was, but they were all starting a TikTok battle, and she was trying to talk to them. You know, she was like, "Who is that? Is that Paul?" Like, just trying to ask, you know, little questions, and everybody was ignoring her. Okay, and then people in the chat. Now, Jeffree did have her muted for a brief period of time. Okay. And everybody in the chat was, you know, telling her, like, hey, you're muted. I don't even think that they can hear you. And you're asking them questions and trying to talk. And, you know, it's kind of pointless. And she's like, hey, am I muted? And Jeffree quite literally went in on her. And he started saying, oh, you're a grown-ass woman, but yet you believe everything the chat tells you. But yet you're a grown-ass woman. Your teeth are bad. I see plaque on them. You need to go brush your teeth. Your teeth are disgusting. You're a dirty person. Your hair is fried. Just really started eating away at this woman. And she was like, what is going on right now? She was like, why are you saying that? Like, why are you acting like this? And he just quite literally just kept going in on her. And I said this is so damn interesting because his teeth are veneers. You know, like he quite literally talked about in a documentary, Shane Dawson, that his mom had one of the worst dental cases of the 80s, and she was quite literally featured in magazines because of how bad her dental hygiene was. And he even said he got passed down those genes, so all his teeth were like, he said it himself, not me, like shark teeth. He said they were all messed up, they were all just crapped out. And I'm not teeth shaming anybody. Like, that's why I'm making this, because I made that video originally because it really frustrated me that he was coming at this woman for something she could not change, knowing that he had the work done himself to get his changed, and now his are perfect. I just don't understand why he would have came for somebody like that. And I just think that's interesting that this video of him way back in the day, of course, he's still vile. He's never changed, and this wasn't even his mindset then making the video. But he was saying, you have to be insecure if you're coming at somebody for something that they can't change. That is so wrong to tell somebody. But yet, here we are today, years later, a decade and a half later, and he's displaying this behavior, and I just find that so fucking why? You know, I just could not imagine coming up the way he did, and then now he's super successful. He should be happy, and this is how he's treating people.
So long story short, Shayla, your engagement is as low as your IQ, no one fucks with you, all your friends talk shit behind your back, and you're a fucking... Now, I'm as humble as they come, but when fucking cunts like you want to disrespect everybody and act like you're above us all, you can have a fucking seat and a bench. So you can act gangster and talk all this shit you want, you're irrelevant, no one fucks with you, and all your friends talk shit behind your back, so reevaluate your entire existence. So you can try to drag me all day long, at the end of the day, let me know when our checking accounts match. Bye ho. At the end of the day, these irrelevant little girls that think they're better than all of us, they're called the mean girls at all these events. Literally no one likes them. It's pathetic. I'm getting a lot of tweets like, who are you even talking about? Exactly. It's a little Instagram, little makeup person that really no one cares about, but I just had to give her a little moment. So at the end of the day, Shayla, if you're watching this, have fun with your used YSL purses and your fucked up cheek filler, because I feel bad for you.
Now, personally, if I was Jeffree Star, girl, I would have every mirror in my home covered the fuck up like they were a portal to hell, okay? They would be covered, they would be broken, goodbye, they won't be in my home, because there's no way in hell I could treat people like Jeffree and walk around with the audacity that he has to talk to people the way that he does, and then be able to pass a mirror and look in it and just see myself. I would be too disgusted with myself to even look at myself in the mirror after treating people the way that he's treated people, not just for a few years at a time, not just in his edgy teenage era, or, you know, when he was touring. It wasn't even like it was just a phase he went through. This is like quite literally how he's acted his entire freaking life, and it just befuddles me.
All right, I'm done. Now, at the end of the day, she's a bully and she has to look in the mirror every morning with that horrible, fucked up attitude, so deceased. There's one thing I will not tolerate, and that is a motherfucking liar. Shayla, why are you tweeting me? That's exactly what you said! You literally looked in that girl's eyes and said, your face is disproportioned, you need lip filler, and you were so fucking evil, it made my stomach sick. Sick. It's the fact that no one has ever called you out, that's why you're shook, bitch. You are fucking shook because I'm exposing you for the disrespectful, insecure little female that you are. Alright guys, I'm done with my rant, and a lot of you were like, well, why didn't you just say something to her in Vegas? I avoided her being professional, and I didn't even look her in the eyes or acknowledge her in Vegas. So I'm pretty sure I should send her an invoice for all that free press I just gave her, because everyone's like, who is that? Exactly. Alright, back to my regular scheduled programming. Gonna get my nails done now.
The absolute irony of Jeffree Star saying, because Shayla, whatever her name was, I'm exposing you for the disrespectful little female that you are. Just like we're quite literally exposing Jeffree in this video for the disrespectful little shit that he is, that he's seemingly always been. And since Jeffree was basically saying that girl's friends were all talking shit behind her back, let me tell you about Jeffree Star's editor one time, okay? Now, somebody had reached out to me, this was a long time ago, y'all, and y'all can even refer back to this video if you want to. And this is a video I made months ago on my channel when I first started doing commentary. And I made a video about Rich Lux, and I was like, it was titled My Harsh Opinion About Rich Lux. And I just didn't like him. I had pointed out some things that he's done. I talked about clickbaity moments, certain things like that, where he clickbaited that Nikocado Avocado passed away, and that was like one of the main videos that I was calling out. But Rich Lux's editor ended up reaching out to me and said that they were going to file a DMCA takedown on that video, just strictly because they didn't like my opinions or what I was saying about Rich Lux. And I was like, do you know what that is? Do you understand what a DMCA is? Y'all, I'm going to dig through my emails, and I'm going to find these emails with the editor, because I swear to God, it's absolutely bizarre. And before I even upload this video, I'm going to find those emails in case they try to block me, because then the evidence is going to be gone, bitch. But listen, now, he threatened me with a DMCA takedown, and I was like, for why? And he said because he edited that video and I was making Rich Lux look bad. And I was like, the fuck? You know, because a DMCA is quite literally just federal law that protects the copyright owner, the holder of that content, from basically infringement, and protects lost wages that they can make with people copyrighting that content. And I was like, you can't send me a DMCA takedown quite literally because you don't like what I said in the video, because it is protected under fair use. You probably don't know what that is either. But he was like, I know you're right. Like, I was just being like in my feelings basically, but you handled the situation good. He was quite literally like, if you want tea on Jeffree Star, Rich Lux, Eugenia Cooney, all these people, I was like, no, thank you. Long story short, though, Jeffree starts talking shit about this girl having friends that talk badly behind her back whenever he's out here paying people who's turning around and giving out information to others. So that's just very interesting to me. So he might want to reevaluate his shit at the end of the day, okay? But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about anything that we talked about in the video today. When I get to these outros, I genuinely feel how fast I start talking. But yeah, with that said, y'all, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Like I said, feel free to check out my channel members. I have a membership section now as well. And check out my community tab because I just put a poll up there and I would love to get y'all's thoughts and opinions on that. And with that said, then I'll catch y'all in the next damn video.